Happy Wednesday, everybody. I just went completely blank, as usual. Welcome back to Crochet with Lulu and friends in the land of Lulu. They're in the floor fighting. The four Bostons, the live mix is over here. She's resting on the big blanket. I wanted to send out a challenge for everybody from the few days we have left in October and all of the days we have in November and December. It's not a hard challenge. Here in America, as many of you know, we have a government shutdown and it has affected so many people. There's doom and gloom, and we're trying to be, we're trying to be happy. I'm trying to be happy, and I'm trying to uplift as many as possible, and I'm praying for as many as I can. So those of you that pray, send good vibes, however you wish to do it. I wished for the rest of the month of October, all of November, and all of December that you mention channel names if you wish, and just say, hey, I'm sending you good vibes, I'm praying for you. Let me know how you are. There's many of our fellow YouTubers, yarnivores and yarnivettes. I made up a new whatever phrase. There's many of the people that we follow. There's so many I follow that are not present on YouTube on a daily, weekly, or even a monthly basis anymore. A lot of them, we don't know what's going on in their world, and it's not for us to know everything that's going on in their world. But a few weeks ago, I was really, really, really struggling, as we all do. And I received the sweetest emails. And I hope they don't mind, but I'm going to go ahead and mention their channel name because I want them to know I pray for you. And I love you, girls, so much. And you have uplifted me so much through my crochet and my life journey and adventures. As you well know, I have a lot of adventures in my world. If you could only see what I see. And if you heard a thud, one of them took a head dive. K&K Crochet, Kendra, reached out to me. It's been probably 2 months ago. I had kind of done a hiatus on crocheting. I had done a disappearing act from YouTube. I watched YouTube channels, but I just didn't interact and I didn't get involved like I really wanted to, and I was really struggling. We all do that. We all go through things that we don't want to publicize or talk about sometimes. Sometimes it's even hard to voice how we really feel. They reached out to me, and I want you to know that meant the absolute world to me. To know that they thought of me during the time that I was absent from YouTube and not posting as much. And I really wasn't my silly, normal, laughing, adventurous self. So that really got me to thinking there are so many of our yarny friends, woodworking friends, crafting friends, sewing friends, fur friends. Bixby says hello again. That we really need to reach out. And if you don't want to call their name or their channel name, that's fine. But I challenge everybody that's in my YouTube sites that hears the sound of my voice and sometimes wishes they didn't, I'm sure. I'm sure. Especially when I ramble and I go around the world to tell something and then come back and forget where I'm at. I do that a lot. I challenge you to reach out, whether it be verbally on YouTube, privately, text, email, a postcard, a letter, however you wish to do it. I challenge each and every one of you to reach out to these people. With YouTube, the way the algorithms go, it's kind of like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, which I've done a complete hiatus from TikTok. The ones you see are usually the ones that you interact with the most. And there's a lot of them that I don't see that I'm thinking, where have they gone? So then I click on their channel page and I start trying to figure out, are they posting videos and I'm just not seeing? And some of them are not. I'm sure that a lot of them would appreciate a little comment in one of their videos, or like I said, however you wish to do it. I just wanted to put this challenge out there. Let's call it the thankful YouTubers. You know, we'll say hashtag thankful YouTubers. I am going to be thankful for K&K Crochet, for G Off the Hook Crochet, Craftably Ever After Cassandra, Litza with Coco's Crochet, Finding Joy. Let me tell you something. If you've not watched Finding Your Joy, you are missing out on a bubbly, beautiful, talented, I call her a newcomer to the YouTube streets because I just recently found her. Finding Your Joy. She's awesome. She's absolutely awesome. And you will love her content. Let me tell you something. If you don't smile watching her and hearing her, then you're probably not going to smile in a day's time, because I love it. I love watching her. Helen's mousiemakes, I think. I'm going to link all of these in the description box below. Hopefully I don't leave anybody out. Carrie the Yarny Elephant, Maureen with My Crochet Story, Daniel the Paw Ply Guys, Froggy Winna Knitting. There's many, 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 many more. Jeanette with Crafty Clegs Crochet, Little Drops of Wonderful Allie. I know I'm making a mess out of some of these names because sometimes when you get to know their names, you almost forget their YouTube channel name. Stitches and Jacks, Dawn's Days Vlogs, DAWNDAYS Vlogs. This is just the ones that I'm going to mention today, and the next time I'm on, I'm going to mention more. And I may mention you again. There's some of them that's having some minor health problems, you know, colds and such, and just not their selves. I have those days. Today I've not been myself at all. I have just sat here on this couch. I took the fur babies out when I needed to do that, and the rest of the time I just kind of sat. I have, you just have those days, and it's nice to know that somebody's saying a prayer for you. So I'm sending good vibes to all of them. I'm praying for them. Please pray for me, because I have 4 wild ones amongst us. 3, because Bixby's being a good boy right now. But that is my thankful YouTubers mention for this day. And when I come back again, I will say some more. Crochet Ma for life. Kelly, you are amazing. And all of them. I mean, I watch all of them every time I see a video that they have posted. Sometimes I'm the first one, and sometimes I get ashamed because I think I'm the first one again, but I usually have my phone in my hand, and I'm usually crocheting, or I'm usually watching someone else, and the notification pops up and click goes the channel, because you make my day. As I've mentioned many times, I'm home 98% of the time. I'm home. I don't go places. I don't get out. Saturday was the first time I had been out in a couple of weeks, and it was sometimes it's almost overwhelming, and I don't mean to be that way because I've always been very outgoing, very outspoken. Can you find that hard to believe that I'm outspoken? That I'm not quiet? I know I come across that I'm this quiet, serene person, but there's days that I find myself thinking, oh, I've been home for 2 or 3 weeks and not been out. I've been outside, you know, and obviously taking the cans to the street and all of that such and going back and forth to the basement. But as far as being out amongst people and crowds and things, I'm here with 4 fur people and my son. And so sometimes it's overwhelming. And Saturday, it was amazing just to be sat in that group of people, seeing all the people come in, whether they even stopped at our booth. You know, we tried to speak to people. We usually took turns speaking to everybody, and if it was people we knew, we were like, oh, you know, so-and-so, it's so good to see you. And that's how we are. Of course, you know, being in the South, being in the same hometown, I've been here all my life. I've never moved I moved about 12 miles from the city I was born in, but it was in the same county. So I've been here all my life. So that is my challenge for the rest of October, November, and December is thankful YouTubers. Let's show these people some love. They, you know, some of them have been on YouTube for many years, but sometimes just because they've been on YouTube and they post videos daily or weekly doesn't mean that they don't struggle. We all struggle. We all have issues in our lives. And it's not for all of us to know what each other goes through. It's just up to us to love and to show love, to be kind, show kindness, just being there for somebody. I usually tell people that, you know, that know my phone number and want to text me, I'm here. Call me 24/7. If you just want to get on there and say your piece, you know, I'll be quiet, I'll listen, I'll respond with, I'm praying for you. So let's do that for each other. And I want all of those YouTube channels that I have mentioned today to know how much I deeply appreciate you. As I said, I live in a small town. I don't get out much. And so your videos make me smile. They make me laugh. They push me to do more, to make more, to try more. I cared nothing about the amigurumis for a long time. I mean, I'm sure last year you heard me say, I will never, you know, the challenge. I'm sure you're going to hear that, you know. But this year I've been all, I'm gonna try that, and I'm gonna try that. And some of mine, you know, the legs are in wrong places, the eyeballs are in wrong places. But hey, I'm trying new things and I'm enjoying it and I'm having fun. And my little boy Marmar will enjoy getting them. He doesn't mind if they're a little messed up. He just loves them. So that's all of the people. That's not all of the people I'm thankful about, but that's the ones I'm mentioning today. And if I mention somebody twice, please bear with me because I don't have notes usually. And even if I did have notes, I'd probably forget to look at my notes, or I'd have to take my glasses off to see my notes. And so we none want to go through with Luann being her normal self every day. I wanted to show you a new project that I've started. And I can't say who it's for. None of the ends have been woven in. I am making a poncho. Now the person I'm making this for, she loves all of the colors And usually if I ask her to pick out colors, that's the colors she wants to pick out. So what I've done is I started up here and I went through all of these colors, and then I've started over again, and then I'm using the repeat of the colors. Now, once I run out of those colors, there's some I will run out fairly soon. You know, others I may get the whole shawl, the whole poncho done. I struggle so bad with making this beginning ring. Now, I can make a beanie ring because it starts with, you know, usually 4 or 5 double crochets, and then you double, and then you know how the drill goes to make a beanie. So I can do that. I can even go to the chain of 60 and do my messy bun hats. But I have learned to make the foundation chain row. And so that's what I had to end up doing here, because everybody that I was watching, they were doing all these mini billion, seemed like a billion chain stitches, and then you come back and you join it and you pray that it's somewhere you don't twist it. Guess who twisted it? I got to like the negative 900 billion mark. Anyways, I was close to being done with the ring and realized I had twisted it. And I thought, this girl is not sitting here for 2 days trying to figure out how to do this ring to join this poncho. So I thought, ding, 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 ding. The bell hit the top floor. It was a little slow, but it hit. And I thought, I'm going to do the foundation chain. Is that what you call them? Foundation chain row. So I did the single crochet, because you do the single crochet foundation, starting foundation row, and then the regular row is foundation, single crochets. So I done the 2, and I joined it. Now I've got a little spot there that at the very end I will sew together with my pink thread that I've left, but the ends almost look like fringe, you know. But and I would get it again, but kind of being held hostage right now. I'm sorry. They will not let me up for nothing. There's all of the beautiful ends, as you can see. Now this is where I'm gonna take the pink and then just join it together, because, and then I thought, and what are your suggestions? I thought maybe make a couple of little chain things down through here, maybe put a couple of beads on them or something decorative to kind of hang off. It won't join anything and it won't be a drawstring, but it'll just be more for decoration purposes. And we're having a minor Mickey quake with the tripod, and 7 may end up doing a 7 quake. But that's all I have today that I wanted to discuss with you. I know times are hard right now, and so many are struggling, and I just want all of you that I follow and comment, and I want you to know how much you mean to me from the bottom of my heart. And I do say prayers for you. I do send good wishes to you. I do send hugs to you. And I just want you to know how much you mean to me, and how much you make me smile. I'm telling you, there's some of you that absolutely crack me up with the things that you say and the things that you do, because I'm thinking, I'm not alone in this world. Because trust me, I do some shenanigans. I know a lot of you find that really hard to believe, because I'm usually always so serious that I could not pull shenanigans or situations. But I'll give you an example, and then I'm going to get off from here because I've rambled for almost 20 minutes. So I don't save a lot of things. I save yarns and hoard yarn and yarn ends and pieces and all of that. I do hoard those, and and coffee. I keep telling people on Facebook, excuse me, for Halloween, I expect people to drop me off bags of coffee and coffee pods at my front door because I'm not able to go out trick-or-treating. Why wouldn't they want to give me coffee? You know, that's me. That's my personality. That's my attitude. Anyways, so the other night my son carried a Gatorade bottle in, and it was a fairly big Gatorade bottle. And I said, would you save me that? And he kind of looks at me. And I said, well, I like to freeze my water with my little water flavor packs, and then I can set it out the next morning, and by that evening it's really icy cold and it's really good. He said, okay. So I fixed my drink in it, and for 2 or 3 days, so goes the Lulu story. So the other night, I sat it down right over here by my person on this table that's right here, that's usually always cluttered. You see my stomach issue medicine, heartburn medicine. So anyways, I got up to go to the kitchen, and I thought, well, I'd probably set it down somewhere along the way. Well, I went back and looked. To this day, I have not found that bottle. So yesterday, my son called me. He was out of town working, and I said, if you go through the living room, the dining room, or the kitchen, and you see a random bottle just sitting down in the floor, 7 says hello. Just call me out on it. Just let me know where you found it. Because I said, I have visions of going, you know, in the foyer and seeing this random bottle just sitting in the floor, the dining room just sitting in the floor. I've still not found it, nowhere. So the only thing I can think of is I must have inadvertently thrown it away with some trash I had in my hand. It's not a big deal. It really isn't, but that's just how my mind works. So I get into shenanigans. There's a lot of unexplainable things that happen around me. And we don't understand why my mind plays tricks on me. I'm going to say goodbye now because I've done told off on myself and the mishaps in the land of Lulu. I hope everyone has a wonderful, safe week. It's rained here for about 2 days, maybe 3. It's rained about all week. And I don't linger outside because they want to dig in the mud and come back in with mud up to their eyeballs, and so we don't linger. And I want to tell you one more thing, and then I promise I'm going to go. A friend of mine was having a yard sale a couple of months ago, and she had some Halloween things. And she sent me a picture of this big, ginormous thing, and she said, do you want her? And it was a witch. And I call her Miss Witch, and I said, yes. And she said, she talks. And I thought, oh, that'll be so funny to sit on the side patio or to sit, you know, somewhere where if anybody's just happened to walk by and they hear this thing go off, they're not going to know what in the world. Well, we've put her on the front. She's on this by the step. My son zip tied her because she kept falling over. I don't know if she'd had too much witch's brew to drink or what, but she fell over, and so he zip tied her. I plugged her in, and she is cracking me up. And so to my friend, and you know who you are, Becky, that gave me Miss Witch, I love you, and I thank you for thinking of me, because all through the night when I hear her go off, and I do all night long, something will make her go off, and I just roll. So sometimes we need just something like that to make us laugh and to make us smile. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with all of my silliness and my words that are not words and all of my shenanigans. Welcome back next time with more crochet and chaos with Lulu. Bye-bye.